I'm unbuckling my seatbelt.
Fine.
I'm unbuckling my seatbelt. I'm gonna reach over and I'm locking my door.
Nope.
Okay, this is a Fourth Amendment violation. Fourth Amendment violation. Constitutional right. Search and seizure. You fucking open my door.
Anything. I don't want to deal with you any more than I have to.
I don't want to deal with you, punk ass.
10-4. All right, give him his ID back. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Aaron, you were clear.
Thank you, sir.
This would have been a lot easier.
It would have been a lot easier if you guys wouldn't have ripped open my fucking door, you punk.
On Christmas of this year, Cush was approached by the San Diego Harbor Police. Yeah, that's a real thing. And these cops did what any cop would do on Christmas. They violated the right out of Cush's rights. Let's jump into the video. Check out Cush's channel in this video's description as well as the original video link. Tell him Accountability for All sent you. Let's see what he's got.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Hey, Mr. Smith?
I don't answer questions.
My friend, do you have your ID? Friend, do you have your ID? Friend, do you have your ID?
This has always been one of the simplest reasons as to why I think cops are so stupid. If at home we can all agree that Cush has decided that he's not answering any questions and he's just told the police officer that he's not answering any questions, the cop proceeds to ask him a question. Outside of policing, how can you pull that off in real life? Like, excuse me, sir, could I punch you in the face? No, you can't. Okay, perfect. Could I punch you in the face? That just doesn't work. But then again, cops are stupid. So even though you're not answering any questions, let's go back to asking you questions.
You don't have any ID?
What's the reason?
You're in the park after hours. You're supposed to be here.
I didn't see a sign that said after hours.
There's a huge sign at the front there, but...
The cop's not lying. There is a sign out front and on Google that has the park's hours. And those hours are from 4 a.m. to 12 a.m. Seems this cop is about 2 hours too early to trespass him for being there past hours. And that's a heck of a mistake. Or is it? This cop is about to explain that he's asked other people to leave because they were trespassing by being at the park past its posted hours. But they weren't there after hours either. In fact, they were forcefully removed almost 2 hours before the park closed. But they weren't removed before these cops could check their IDs. It's very clear what the San Diego Harbor Police are doing. It's dark, there's not a lot of signs except at the entrance, and the chances that you saw that sign are slim to none. And they're hoping that you didn't, because they have an ID craving they need to satisfy. They're going up to all the park goers, they're lying to them, telling them that they're trespassing because they're there after the park's closed. Then the people think they've committed a crime, and they fork over their ID. And these cops are hoping they're none the wiser that they just had their rights violated. But we're on to you, and we caught you, and that's as dirty as hell. Are you folks seeing this? Well, a lot of folks are going to know those park hours now because they're in the video.
Do you have your driver's license?
I just saw somebody leave.
That's because we kicked them out.
Okay, well, you can tell me to leave then. I'll leave. I didn't see the sign, sir.
Sir, do you have your ID on you, please?
Well, what's the reason? There's a bunch of other cars here.
Sir, they're not here now.
Can you ID yourself?
1088 non-urgent.
You haven't told me who you are.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What was that?
You haven't told me who you are.
Oh, our police department.
What's your name?
And
Officer Gonzalez, Officer Gordon.
Badge number?
Right there.
That's your badge number?
So, sir, I do need to see your ID.
What was your question?
Said your name and badge number.
Gonzalez, 6268.
Gordon, 6457.
All right, and what's the reason?
What?
You're
What's
in
the reason
park
that you
after
came up
hours.
behind me?
You're being detained because you're in the park after hours.
Okay, well, you can tell me to leave. I'll leave. I didn't know. I didn't
but
see
I want
the.
to make sure that you're clear to leave. But
See
I want
the-
to make sure that you're clear to leave. But
See
I want
the-
to make sure that you're clear to leave.
This cop's just out there doing his civic duty. He wants to make sure this citizen is cleared to leave. Let me get this right. So you lied to him. Told him the park was closed, even though it doesn't close for another 2 hours. So you can articulate a crime that hasn't possibly happened yet, unless we're in the movie realm of the Minority Report. You want to leave the park that hasn't closed yet, that they want to trespass you from, even though it hasn't closed yet. What? He is so clear to leave. These are some of the dirtiest cops I've ever seen.
Oh, you okay? Well, does that give you a reason to pull up behind me
Yes.
and pull me over?
It does.
Violation of the Unified Port District Code, being in the park after hours.
Okay,
Which
well,
there's a huge sign.
I
Hold on,
understand. I
explaining
told
to
you I didn't.
Hold on, I'm explaining to you. You're in the park after hours, so you are legally detained right now. And as part of that legal detention, you are required to identify yourself.
Okay.
Listen to him spitting that legal jargon. It's so funny that, like, they can never articulate, but they can articulate when they're making something up. So if the park was closed, then Kush would be trespassing, and the police would have reasonable articulable suspicion to ask him for his identification. That part is accurate, but the park hasn't closed. So the cop is now trying to take actual law and transpose it into a situation where he's breaking the law. Like, listen, sir, you have to follow Code B, Section 3312, monkey a coconut, because you're trespassing. But he's not even trespassing. These cops are so dirty.
So my partner's already asked you for your ID.
Okay.
So we need your ID. Once we identify you and
Okay.
you're clear on our end, we'll send you on your way with a warning.
Okay.
Potentially. So for
No,
us to do
no.
that,
I want you to verify. If I give you my ID, I'm honestly telling you guys, I did not see the sign. I've came here numerous of times. I was born here in San Diego. I come here. I fish with my buddies.
okay.
During the day, I come here on my motorcycle. I come here to relax.
Okay.
It's a day off. My grandparents, my
Okay,
family's
so
kind
get to your point. What are you trying to tell me right now? Okay,
He's
so
kind-
get to your point. What are you trying to tell me right now? Okay,
He's
so
kind-
get to your point. What are you trying to tell me right now?
I am in the Twilight Zone. That's some customer service. So what are you trying to tell me right now? Again, so let's look at this situation if the park was closed. This guy's going on and on about his day, and the cop snaps and is like, oh, what are you trying to tell me? Get to the point. Now let's look at real life. He hasn't trespassed or committed a crime, so he's explaining himself, but the cop's still reacting as if this guy committed a crime and is wasting his time.
I'm trying to tell you that I did not see the sign. I saw people leaving.
That's fine. Well,
And I
ignorance is
came
not
in
a
here-
defense of the law, so I want you to understand that. So I'm telling
Let
you,
me finish what I'm saying,
I'm
sir.
telling you, I need your ID.
Okay,
Get
let
this
me
moving.
finish what I'm saying, sir.
Sir, I'm trying to tell you, if you don't identify yourself, then we're going down the road of potentially
I'm
arresting
not-
you for obstructing.
That is such a giveaway, and I hope that Kush uses that in court. You hear the cop say, oh, if you don't give me your ID, I'm going to arrest you for obstructing. Why obstructing? Why not trespass? I mean, you've literally said that the park has closed, so now you have reasonable articulable suspicion and probable cause to believe that he has committed a legal violation. He's not cooperating with your investigation, so you would arrest him for trespassing. And maybe obstruction could be a secondary charge. He doesn't even say trespassing because he knows that Kush is not trespassing. This cop obviously doesn't know about fruit of the poisonous tree. You can't tell the guy that he's trespassing to try and get his ID. And then when he doesn't give you his ID, arrest him for obstruction and not for trespassing.
I'm not
Okay.
trying to go down that road here.
Give me your ID. And
Let me
we'll move from there.
pull my key out of my car. I'm not trying to do anything against the law. I told you I did not see the sign.
I already understand
I'm
that.
sorry I
telling you,
didn't
you
see
are
the
legally
sign.
detained right
You
now,
can
and I
tell
need your
me
ID.
without a warning, without seeing my ID, you can say,
No,
can you
are
please
detained.
leave?
You need to identify yourself. Keep an eye on it.
Okay, well, you want me to identify. Are you the sergeant?
Sir,
Are you above him?
Driver, do you have
Yes,
your ID?
I do.
Okay,
I do.
May I see it, please? Where's it at?
You guys are gonna try to
No, just
break into my cars.
take it
Look,
slowly.
I'm unbuckling my seatbelt.
Fine.
I'm unbuckling my seatbelt. I'm gonna reach over and I'm locking my door. And I'm locking my door.
Nope.
Okay, I'm locking my door.
Nope.
Okay, I'm locking my door.
Nope.
Okay,
This part's nuts, and the Supreme Court has already ruled that a police officer cannot unlock your door, they cannot open your door, they cannot break the window pane to lean in and speak to you. This is a violation of your Fourth Amendment right. And this ruling actually came down out of San Diego. In fact, the AG has really been bearing down on this with police, because a bunch of their cases are being and have been overturned. For example, the police opened some guy's door and they found a bunch of marijuana. Well, the evidence in that case and for the marijuana was suppressed as inadmissible because the police unlawfully entered the person's vehicle. In fact, let's take a look at this article. The trial court denied Negumzi's motion to suppress the firearm, and the appellate court reversed. The appellate court held that officers who lack probable cause or any other particularized reasonable belief that the driver possesses a danger may not open the vehicle door and lean inside. Even though an officer can require vehicle occupants to get out of a vehicle during a traffic stop, opening the door and entering the vehicle exposes more of the vehicle to view and impermissibly intrudes on the driver's privacy expectation. The writer of this article is explaining the case law that prohibits police from opening your door. But I wonder who wrote this article. It was Ken Wallentine, a police officer and former prosecutor. Ken Wallentine is chief of law enforcement for the Utah Attorney General. Traffic detentions and passenger issues are discussed in his new book, Street Legal, a guide to pretrial criminal procedure for police, prosecutors, and defenders, published by the American Bar Association Press. So officers, if you don't take it from me and from case law that you can't just go opening people's doors, take it from another cop. Because not only does he agree with me, he even wrote a book about it.
I'm giving you my ID. I'm giving you my ID.
All right.
Can you please shut my door?
In a minute.
Can you please shut my door?
In a minute. What's up, Danny?
I don't feel safe. I do not feel safe, sir. I don't feel safe. I do not feel safe, sir. I don't feel safe. I do not feel safe, sir. Can you please shut my door?
For my safety, for my safety, for my safety, for my safety.
Isn't this nuts? Kush has been violated. He's had his door ripped open. He's had his freedom of movement temporarily suspended and terminated. He has a gang. Actually, let's call it a posse. He's got a posse of dirty cops telling him a park is closed when it isn't, just so they can get his ID. So he tells them he wants his door closed for his safety. And what's the response from the cop? Officer safety. Isn't that always the case? Officer safety trumps all. They don't pay you to be scared, they pay you to be brave. The only person that should be scared is the person whose safety you don't care about, because your safety trumps his and everybody else's. I'm sick and tired of these tyrant clown wimps running around violating people's rights and then worrying about their safety. So brave.
And your safety, we're not.
I have nothing in this car. You can see I have a light on in my car. There's nothing in my vehicle.
You have to understand from my point of view, when you start locking the car door and you're refusing to identify
No, I
yourself,
told him, let me unbuckle. Let me reach.
No, you told him that
I have to
I'm not
unbuckle.
arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you.
I have to unbuckle to get to my pocket, sir.
Okay. Does getting to your pocket require you to lock this door?
Well, you came over there like you were gonna come over there and gunpoint me and rip open my door.
To talk to my,
and so
my
when I
supervisor.
locked my door, you felt like I was trying to do what?
You went to lock this one.
Do
instead of
what?
To prevent.
Do what, mother?
To further obstruct us.
Obstruct what?
Our investigation.
What investigation?
You were legally detained.
He's not legally detained, though. This is the part that drives me nuts. This cop is standing there, with his moral compass. and his moral grounding, explaining why this guy should be detained. The interesting thing is, what the cops are citing as far as law is all correct, but he's applying it to an illegal situation that he created.
I told you if I'm legally detained, I will show you this, but I told you I did not see the sign. I come here.
And like
Quit interrupting me, shut my...
This is not a defense of the law.
This is...
If you don't stop, I'm taking you out of the car and you're going in cuffs. You understand me? Keep it up.
You're really gonna do this. Yes. I will sue the shit out of you,
That is your
motherfucker.
prerogative, sir.
No, that is the law.
That is your
you are right now, motherfucker. My Fourth Amendment. Shut my fucking door. I gave him my ID. Look up my ID. You want my registration? You want my insurance? What's your name and badge number?
DS6401.
What's your name and badge number?
You don't have to shut your door, sir.
Please. I'm asking you. I gave you my
You're not
ID.
asking, you're telling.
No, I'm asking you. Shut my door. Please. I do not feel safe. You guys have weapons. I do not. I do not have any weapons in this vehicle. Do not have any drugs. You guys have weapons and drugs. You have my ID. You're pulling me over illegally. I cannot be trespassed by a public.
Pull you over.
This is, yes. What are those lights for?
You were parked in
Are those lights for emergency use only? Am I not pulled over and detained right now in a public parking spot?
This isn't a public parking spot.
This is too a fucking public. Is this not fucking San Diego?
It is San
Is this
Diego.
not owned by San Diego?
No, it's not.
Who loves
The
this?
Port of San Diego, the Unified
And
Port
who
District.
fucking pays for that, motherfucker?
Not the city of San
Not
Diego.
you in public.
Okay.
That's why it's open to the fucking public.
It is until 10:30.
Not fans of telling the truth again, are we? So now the park closes at 10:30, but the website and the sign says it closes at midnight. I love when the cops say someone's detained, and then just because they say it, it's the word according to the cops. I hate these cops.
Can you
Not
please
right
shut
this
my
second.
Can you please shut my door?
Not right this second.
I will show you my hands. Shut my door right now. This is a Fourth Amendment violation. Fourth Amendment violation. Constitutional right. Search and seizure. You from my
Searching
door.
anything.
You from my door.
I opened the door for
Don't
a second.
fucking lie, motherfucker.
I'm not lying. This is all on camera.
You better hope it is.
Yeah,
Go
we're
ahead.
recording right now.
You better fucking hope it is, motherfuckers.
10-4.
Previous contact.
What does my name say?
Contacts?
What does my name say? I'm clear, all right? I'm fucking ready to go.
Hold on. I'm waiting for my dispatch to get back to me, and then I'll get you out of here. I don't want to deal with you any more than I have to.
I don't want to fucking deal with you, you punk ass bitch.
All right, give him his ID back. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Aaron, you were clear.
Thank you, sir.
This would have been a lot easier.
It would have been a lot easier if you guys wouldn't have ripped open my fucking door, you punk bitch. Get the fuck out of here. You're dismissed, motherfuckers.
People have rights, and these rights are inalienable. And what bootlickers and cops need to remember is that these rights are here to protect us, we the people. Not you, the police officers, and your band of merry idiots that surround you. A lot of people are going to be giving Kush a hard time because he gave his ID. That was under extreme duress, and after the police illegally ripped open the door of his car. If you haven't been in the trenches, then you just don't know the kind of fear that goes coursing through your veins when something like this happens. And it is truly fear. If you don't think these cops have it in them to bring harm to this man, just look at what they've done. They already created a trespass that didn't exist just so they could get his, and by their own admission, many other people's identification, hoping that they could find anything on them. So they could rip them out of their car, steal their freedom, and ruin their life. And they're happy to do it because they have qualified immunity. All Kush had was his camera. Make sure you go over to Kush, tell him Accountability for All sent you, hit the subscribe button, and set it for all notifications. I know he'll appreciate it, and so do I. And that's the reason I stopped you today.